get this ball to pop down lane. Oh no. Oh no. Bubblegum. That's not the kind of pop I was looking for with the Bubblegum Vibe, but here we are. What's up guys, Brunswick's back. It's time to introduce the Hammer Bubblegum Vibe. Now the Bubblegum Vibe has CT Max pearl cover stock all wrapped around that Vibe core that we all love. Can't wait to see what this one does on the lanes for me with SPECTO running, of course. But before we get to all that, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Now, let's see what Bubblegum Vibe is all about. All right, it's time for a little bubblegum. Not to be confused with bubblegum. So, last year, Arctic Vibe came out and has been one of the hottest selling bowling balls in the market, period, bar none. Now, we got this thing, Bubblegum Vibe, a little different cover on there. It's got CT Max Pearl as opposed to the hybrid from the Arctic Vibe. And let's talk about that core, that Vibe core, symmetrical ball, RG 2.51, differential 042. Not a whole lot more to talk about. Everybody knows the Vibe core, very popular for the past 20 years, crazy. Anyway, bowling on Crown Jewel, typical house shot, something you'd bowl on your typical league, 43 feet, 13:1 ratio, a lot of dry to the outside, oil in the middle. We're gonna see how the Bubblegum Vibe stacks up to it. So, got SPECTO running, we're gonna start it out, move it in, let's get right into this video. All right, starting on 15, we're gonna play it a little straighter. That's it. This ball should be very easy to spot on the rack. We're gonna see a lot of these in the summertime, aren't we? Yeah, we're gonna see that. Woohoo! Pretty clean. So it comes out of the box compound. Now the original, well I shouldn't call it the original, the Arctic was a hybrid. It was stronger cover. Now we got a pearl, should be cleaner. This should be a little less aggressive than that Vibe was. So yeah, super clean. I don't think I have to huck it. With the fresh oil pattern out there, you know, I can just kind of relax and throw it at my normal pace. Like that. Whoa. Phew. Okay. I'm awake now. I can definitely see when this ball is doing work. Soften the speed up a little bit. Came off it hard. So the reaction's there. I just have to dial it in now. That's all it is playing these straight angles with a ball that's kind of in the middle of the range as far as performance. I think it's already telling me it wants to hook a little bit more. All right, let's pure one. There we go. Just get it to the dry a little bit. These bowling balls, Vibe series, they thrive on friction. You need to have something to throw at. They're not made for heavy oil. They're a mid-range ball. They work for everybody, all different style players, all different conditions, but you do need some dry boards to work with. And being that it's pearl and pretty shiny, you're gonna need to wait for it to develop. Or if you just bowl on dirt, if you bowl on a pattern that's just dry all the time. Let's move 5. Let's give it a little swing now. That first zone was a little wishy-washy, wasn't it? But I think we'll be fine. All right, give it a little launch angle, get it to the dry. This thing is strong. I think that first shot out of the gate kind of juked me a little bit where I'm like, oh wow, it's really clean, it's not really that aggressive. You know, I've had bowling balls like that in the past. But now that I'm moving in and getting around it a little bit more, it's kind of coming to life. So let's try to forget all the rest of the shots there. Let's pick the speed back up, because it does hook a lot when it gets to the dry. This ball is confusing me at first. Maybe it's the colors, I don't know, it's bright. Okay, yeah. Let's just pick up the pace, Nick. Yeah, I thought the radioactive Vibe was one of the most flippy angular balls there was. You know, bright yellow radioactive colors. And I really thought that was an angular ball. Now when you get that single color in there with this bright fluorescent hot pink, I kind of get that same feel. But I think this one's a little bit tamer than the radioactive. Still a ton of back end. I might eat those words later. In a little bit. Ride the oil, get it to the dry. Yeah. First zone, didn't care for it. Second zone, starting to see it now. I'm starting to see this ball pick up and change direction, so I'm not afraid of it anymore. I'm pretty sure of how to make this ball hook, how to make it come off that spot. Like I said in the first zone, you need that friction. You need something to throw at. So let's move 5. Let's open up these angles a little more, yeah? Get this ball to pop down lane. Oh no. Oh no. Bubblegum. That's not the kind of pop I was looking for with the Bubblegum VIBE, but here we are. 8-pin. That's how we're gonna start out these videos. So be it. It's gonna be a good year. Okay. Solid 8. Yeah. That's why I'm the 8-pin king, folks. You vibe. Dirty dog, you. That's out wider. Hook, hook. Okay. It's not Superman. I must have got out to like 3 board. That was way out there. That's a lot to be asking for recovery from that. Almost got there. 2-pin, I'll take it. But got to get that ball back in the zone. That one throw out the window. We'll just call that an area check. I'm still upset about the 8-pin, you know what I mean? All right, one more shot here. Not to the 3 board, wherever that last one was. There, great. All right, well, this zone is not liking this ball. Obviously the 8-pin, what can you do about that? Threw out the window, couldn't expect that to strike. That one I thought was a good adjustment. Came off the spot even harder. I still want to strike from that zone. I don't want to go over, so let's try one more shot. If we don't strike, we'll move on. But that last shot was good. I think maybe if I pinch it in the oil a little bit longer. Maybe a little loft. I don't think that was really much further right or left. Well, that zone, tormented by the 8-pin to start. Little struggle bus, so let's move out of it. Let's get a little more launch angle. Let's move 5 more. Let's get into 30 and see what we can't do with a little bit more left to right. Almost 9-pin. Vibes are fun to throw. I thought that Arctic Vibe was one of the stronger mid-range performance balls. Whole lot of back end, very aggressive ball, at least my opinion. This one I think is a little bit cleaner, a little sharper. That more skid flip bowling ball, the more continuous back end bowling ball. Something that maybe you need a little bit more dry to work with. Something that you need to hit the friction too. It's out wide. Wow. Recovery is good. I think that it can handle any house shot you want. I think that's been proven over years with Vibes, you know, with the advent of HK22 as well, getting on these covers. Haven't got cohesion on it. I don't think we will, but I wouldn't say never. But this ball is thriving as I give it more angle. This ball is recovering harder as I give it more angle. Almost a 9-pin. Got that last one out wide. It still came back. That's just pure. Oh man. Almost 2. Almost 2 in one video. That 8-pin, I tell ya, it's gonna haunt my dreams. But we got one more zone to play. This zone in 30 has been pretty good. I mean, the last couple zones have been okay. I mean, that one zone I kind of struggled in. But playing it further left has been actually really good. I'll probably come back to the 30 zone. But for now, we're in the 35 last zone. Looks like an off-spot pin here. Oh, no. Ah. Cut it short. That ball never got right of 10, it didn't feel like. You know? I think as I get further left and I get a ball that's shiny, that's symmetric, I kind of have it in my mind, like a mental block, that hey, this ball's not going to hook if you get it out. But it's proven that it will hook. So let's give it the business. Let's send it out wide. That's better. Oh, just carving through. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. I think you're going to have fun throwing this ball when you order it up, get it in your bag. Everyone's going to know what you're throwing. Bright pink bubblegum vibe. Sweet ball. Great addition for the summer. Be ready for you in the pro shop when you're ready to start bowling again in your leagues in September. Or maybe you start in August. I don't know. We start in September. One more shot here. In the oil more. Okay. Yeah, this zone's asking a little bit much for the vibe. And I think moving back to the 30 is going to be the move. 25 was probably fine, you know, after I figured out how to throw it. But 30, that was a great spot for this ball. There's a little bit of friction built in to the pattern, obviously. So we're moving back 5, one more shot. Let's finish up this video for the bubblegum vibe. Uh-oh. See? Great zone for the ball. So, thoroughly impressed with the bubblegum vibe. I really have not found a vibe I don't like, and that's kind of true statement for everybody out there. So, check out the crew. Membership links in the description. Giving out stuff every month. And also, please subscribe. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 40K by the end of the year. Need your help to get there. So for everybody that watches the channel that's not subscribed, smash that little button there. So, hope you learned something about the bubblegum vibe. New cover on it, HK 22 CT Max Pearl. So, talk to you guys soon. See you on another video.